The man on your screen, Andrew Kirkland, is a former Metropolitan police officer who, in 2014, was removed from his position after he took money from the workplace and was convicted of 2 counts of fraud by abuse of position. Fast forward 7 years, however, and this monster of a human being has seen himself in the headlines once again for sexual crimes against a minor. Just before we get into this one, there will be discussions of child sexual abuse, so if this is something you wish not to view, then feel free to go and check one of my other videos out on my channel. After finishing his shift at DHL in March of 2021, Andrew Kirkland returned to a premises located in Reading where he'd been staying. Reports don't say how Andrew was connected to the people staying within that same building, so we won't speculate on his living situation. Either way, at around 3 AM he entered the premises. Andrew claimed that he smoked a cigarette before going to bed and then for some bizarre reason wanted to change the bed sheets of a 7-year-old girl who he lived with. Before doing so, he decided to masturbate, wipe the contents on his stomach, change the bed, leaving you-know-what on the covers. But in reality, that isn't what happened at all. What we do know is that according to the brave 7-year-old girl who raised the alarm, is that no, Andrew didn't masturbate in a separate room and then come into her room. Rather, when he walked in after smoking that cigarette, he walked straight into the girl's room and did it over her. He thought she'd been sleeping. In fact, according to a witness statement, it's thought that he partially pulled the covers off the bed, did what he did, and then took a picture of the girl who'd been naked. The girl was described as vulnerable and had a bedwetting problem. So after the incident had occurred, she told her mum, quote, "Andrew gave me a heart attack last night. He came in when I was sleeping and wet my bed. He also put water on my leg." Alarm bells instantly started to ring off in the child's mother's head. She connected the dots and instantly called the police to make a report. Andrew would go on to be arrested at around 3 PM on the same day as the incident. His phone was seized along with the girl's pyjamas and bed sheets. When questioned by police, Andrew said, "I'm not going to admit to something I haven't done." He also said that he was annoyed that he was even in the situation he was in, because he shouldn't even be there. In a nutshell, he denied all the allegations that were made against him, but failed to mention anything about the semen. In the first police interview, he never mentioned masturbating that night, but when police hit him with DNA evidence all over the items that were taken in for forensics, he admitted it, claiming what I previously told you, he had masturbated in another room and then came in to change the sheets. When police asked him if he was sexually attracted to children, he said certainly not, no. Eventually, however, Andrew was charged with 1 count of sexual assault. He denied that charge and so went on a 3-day trial. In court, Andrew continued to deny the claims that were brought against him, sticking to his story. Now, the prosecution said it's very possible that Andrew could have came in after ejaculating onto his stomach and then changed the bed sheets. However, a forensic scientist said that because of the sizable stains over several areas, some almost 30 centimeters wide, it pointed to him being present in the room while it happened. Not only that, but 3 days prior to the incident, search history on Andrew's phone brought up searches as follows: passed out girl abused, amateur sleeping sex, and passed out and violated. The prosecution said that these internet searches were the motivation behind the sexual assault, but Andrew denied the claims, saying that it was completely false. It took just 3 hours for the jury to find Andrew guilty on the charge that was brought against him, and he was handed a 4-year jail sentence. But I've said it before in similar stories, for minutes of sexual gratification from these monsters, it really does leave a lasting effect on the victims, especially children, sometimes even for a lifetime. To show you this, have a listen of what the mother of the child said in a victim impact statement. "My child is suffering since the incident and has nightmares about Andrew on a daily basis. She thinks she sees him around. She struggles to trust people. My child will have to recover from this trauma in what should have been an innocent childhood."